Alright, grade 7 and 8. Today we're going to do a little bit of a music history lesson. So we're going to talk about the Renaissance period today. Well, that Renaissance period lasted 150 years. It started in 1450 and ended in 1600. Now those are general guidelines too. It wasn't as though the January 1st, 1450, they said, oh, let's start a new period. It was a gradually change over. The period before that, under our background information, was the medieval period. This period, the Renaissance period, which was a very important period in the history of the world, saw a shift in European society from a religious orientation to a secular one, meaning that people weren't looking always to God for the answers. They were looking for other ways to find answers. One of the biggest ways that they looked for answers was that move away from mysticism and faith to scientific inquiry. So, for example, if your crops failed, well, they didn't blame God anymore. They didn't blame religion. They didn't look to religion for different things. They looked at science for it. If somebody died, if somebody got sick, they looked again into the science behind it as opposed to it was God's will. What also made this period very important was some very, very huge developments insofar as inventions go. One was the compass that helped set navigation for new worlds, gunpowder, and probably one of the most important inventions of the entire history of the human race, the advent of printing. So again, with this shift from religious orientation to a secular one, this period gave way to humanism and intellectualism, moving away from tyranny, ignorance, and superstitions of the past. So people started to see a value in other people's lives. It wasn't just the noble classes that received importance. It was everybody there saw there was a value in human life now. There's some very important also figures of the time too, so I'm listing four of them for you. One was Martin Luther, who reformed the church, Machiavelli, Leonardo da Vinci, and William Shakespeare. All four very, very important people insofar as the progression of the history of the world and some of the inventions that had taken place at that time. So that at this point will lead to the end of the background information. So the next segment we'll be looking at music of the Renaissance.